Hello, thank you for coming to strengthandhope.com. My name's David, and I created this site with one simple goal in mind, and that's to help those who have loved ones struggling with alcoholism or other addictions. If you're angry, lonely, tired, feel like you've lost your mind, are on an island, then you've come to the right place. I've been there, and that's why I created this site. I basically put everything that I wish I would have had access to on this site. Now, let me just tell you, this is truly the worst thing you and your family will probably go through. It is a family disease. Anyone who comes in contact with the addict or alcoholic gets affected in the worst possible ways. But there is hope, and I've also put a quick start guide on the front of this website that you can download. I have done this in my free time over the past year, and it really is to serve you. Because when I went through it, it's just been, it was just terrible. If you're going through it now, you know how you lose what I like to call your emotional sobriety. No matter how well everything else in your life is going, no matter where you are in the economic scale or anything else, it's just like walking through hell. So I made it through it, and I want to share that with you. Today we have tens of thousands of people dying in the United States, and there's no real good solution, in my opinion. And I've done tons of research, looked at a bunch of data, and it's just, I wish I could tell you that we've got our arms around this as a society and also as a government and also as treatment. We don't. In fact, the rehab business, from what I found, is almost a $35 billion a year business with no real data on success rate. They'll tell you they have it, but they don't. In fact, I have a good section on this website where you can read that. Now, the good news is that it does help get the person sober. So I don't want to shut down rehabs altogether, that it's not a good idea, because it is, to get them sober, but it's just a start. I mean, it really is just a start. This is not a one and done. This is a lifelong challenge that will be going on with you and your family. And I will tell you from personal experience, this is life or death, and it's no joke. I've lost family members. I've lost other loved ones, and I've helped many others get through things. Some of them, their loved ones have gotten sober and are still sober, and others have lost their wives, their children. And it's the worst destruction I've ever seen, but it can also make families and people come out even stronger as well. So I want to encourage you to really look at everything I've put on this website. In order to truly get through this, you're going to have to immerse yourself. This is like a cancer. It really is. And unless you become educated and you get educated, you get a plan, you get started, and you get support, which is the 4 Gs I've kind of structured this on this website, it's going to be very tough for you and your loved one who's struggling. But I will tell you, you all can come out stronger, whether or not your loved one decides to quit drinking or not. And there's some great programs out there. One of them is Al-Anon, the other one is Nar-Anon. And I encourage you to look at those if you haven't. It's not for everyone, but it's a good start, and it's a way to make you not feel like you're so alone. Because I remember I was very embarrassed. Felt very alone going through this with my close family members. So keep coming back. Keep coming back here. Keep reading. I'll have a lot more for you. Now, I also want to tell you that it's not a one-size-fits-all. The brain is very complex, and the science behind this, there's a great documentary on here by Dr. Kevin McCauley. You have to really watch that and approach this as a mental illness / brain disease, because when someone's in their addiction, they are truly sick. And as a society, there's a stigma around it. We think it's a moral failing. We're embarrassed, family, friends, businesses, and I can't impress upon you enough or stress upon you enough, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, friends, you can't enable this behavior. You may think you're helping them by rescuing or saving, but you're actually hurting them, and it can lead to death. I've seen it, unfortunately, too many times. And until we really get a good solution, which I'm working on and hoping to present shortly, it's just the worst I've seen. But again, there's hope, which is why I called this Strength and Hope. So you can get strength and hope by coming here and looking at the data, looking at the information, looking at the science, and approaching it in that fashion. But it's tough. It's going to take everyone's part because, like I said, it's a family disease and it's also a progressive disease. It's not just something that happens. It starts to progress. It's, I've heard it said in some of the AA meetings that I've attended for research and supporting other family members that were going, a lot of AA people will say, first it's fun, then it's fun with problems, then it's just problems. And when it gets to the just problems phase, typically it's very, very far into that. So please send any questions. I've got a few volunteers here so far, looking at getting more, looking at getting some funding. I've been funding everything myself. I'm a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, so I've been fortunate to have some level of success. And I'm looking at paying it forward for some of the people that helped me, but only on a more scalable level, because it is an issue. Like I said, tens of thousands of people are dying every year, and it's putting tremendous burden on our society and on our families. And I want to help alleviate that and help solve those issues. And I could use your support as well and your encouragement. But please send your questions, anything you need, send it over, and myself or the volunteers that I have who have recovery from the codependency and some of the stinking thinking and craziness that tends to come with living with an alcoholic or addict, or loving an alcoholic or addict, tends to bring upon us on the other side. So stay strong. You'll get through this. Come back. I'm going to be posting things on the blog, posting suggested readings, books, all those things. But do your research, really immerse yourself, because if you don't immerse yourself, I hate to say it, you're in for a rocky road. And if a rehab center tells you they're just going to bring somebody in for 28 days or another 30 or 60 days or what have you, run for the hills. Don't mortgage your house. Don't think it's a one and done, because it is not. This is going to be lifelong, but it can be good. So, and everyone can come out stronger, especially as a family unit. So I wish you the best. Keep in touch, keep coming back, and watch this video over, the one I just recorded. And please, please, please be sure to not enable, download the Quick Start, and get involved. We need people to get involved, and I'll have more of that on the blog, because nothing's going to change. Public perception shapes public policy, and unless we get some votes out there and we get some funding, I just see more and more people passing away needlessly, and also the homelessness growing and the mental illness challenges and things. So appreciate your support, your encouragement, and keep coming back. You will get the strength and hope if you keep coming back and if you keep working the areas that I mentioned on this site. Okay, take care. God bless.